Coming up on today's wrestling news, Jeff Hardy has been arrested for DUI again.
All the news from the Money in the Bank qualifiers.
A major stipulation has been added to Friday's world title match on SmackDown.
And a WWE superstar is returning next week.
I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Phil Chambers.
And this is the news, although we have to dive into it straight away and get incredibly serious, as unfortunately Jeff Hardy has been arrested for DUI once more. You've probably seen this news doing the rounds. It was all over social media last night. It was Fightful who first reported it, that 44-year-old Jeff Hardy was arrested in Volusia County, Florida, early on Monday morning, driving under the influence and allegedly driving with a suspended/revoked license. Driving under the influence actually for the third time in 10 years. He was released on bond, reportedly slated for a hearing on Tuesday, and according to Fightful's review of the arrest report, Hardy blew more than 3.5 times the state's legal limit. Really awful news to wake up to, this, Phil, and depressingly familiar when it comes to Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, absolutely. We all know everything about his long and storied history with the demons and things that he has. And yeah, it's bad news again. Happened once again. You just got to hope he gets the help he needs again, but it just keeps on happening. It's
one of those, isn't it? Like he's someone who we always will to be, he's phenomenal in between the ropes.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
He and various companies have attempted to help him through his issues and what have you, but at the end of the day, it does finally come down to the person themselves, and unfortunately,
absolutely.
he's, like you say, he's struggled with these issues for so long now.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what else we can add to this. It's been a long story. He's had his up points. He's been doing pretty well recently. At least everyone thought he was, and then back down again. I guess he just needs to get back in rehab or something again, and just figure it out for himself and for everyone else, and move past it, hopefully.
Yes, exactly. Unsurprisingly, AEW no longer advertising that three-way ladder match thing that the Hardys were going to be involved in on Dynamite this week. But we'll keep you up to date with the developments with this. We wish Jeff Hardy well in his recovery, of course. Look, these are, this isn't as simple as people often assume it is it? It's one of those things where, you do have to take an element of personal responsibility, of course.
Absolutely.
But it's just, you just look at social media echoing these things of just like, damn, again this has happened. We were so hopeful
familiar
that, hopefully he'd got better or just got past these issues. But unfortunately, as with these things, these are often with you for life, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And you just need to take it day by day and get the help you need and try and move through it. And hopefully he does exactly that. But we'll move over to the Money in the Bank pay-per-view is obviously coming up, and the WWE are going through a bunch of qualifiers on TV to get there. And we have some brand new qualifiers that happened on Raw last night. So Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, and Seth Rollins have all qualified for their respective Money in the Bank matches. Not all for the same match, quite obviously. So Seth Rollins beat AJ Styles in a really fun match.
Great match, that,
really good. So he's going to be going into his third Money in the Bank match, I think, obviously trying to recreate that magic that happened once before. And Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan beat Doudrop and Nikki Ash.
They suck as a team, don't they?
Well, they really do. They've had two, maybe 3 matches, and they've lost every single one.
Lost all of them, and anytime one of them's cornering the other one, they also lose.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And for some
reason,
they're
both
women,
Scottish,
so it all makes sense. And so for some reason, the women have a little tag match, and the men get a nice big long singles match. Who knows? But yeah, Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan are joining Lacey Evans, who beat Xia Li in 5 seconds on SmackDown, because Xia Li is pointless now, it
Woman's
seems.
right, boom.
Xia Li, the protector from bad people. No, wait, no, I am the bad people. Wait, no, I lose all the time. That's Xia Li's character.
Don't get me started on what they've done to her.
And also, there was the weird thing on SmackDown with Drew and Sheamus where they both kind of fought to a double DQ or a double count out or whatever it was, and they just carried on fighting. So I have no idea what's going on there. But so far, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, and Lacey Evans for the women, and Seth Rollins and maybe Sheamus and Drew McIntyre.
Sheamus or Drew McIntyre, Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. I don't know.
Who knows?
Either way, it's shaping up to be good so far.
Indeed, yeah.
One would hope. I think Becky versus Asuka maybe next week as a qualifier. I believe I saw that. I don't know. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. I was half asleep. But yeah, the potential is already there. Early early indications, I'd guess Lacey Evans is probably going to win it for the women's.
Yeah, it seems like
Feels
the most
like that's
logical
the
one.
rocket they're going to strap to her.
100%.
And she can have a red, white and blue briefcase.
And don't forget, we've also got that classic of Natalya versus Ronda Rousey on the pay-per-view as well, so it's going to...
And Rhea's going to face Bianca, so it's not going to be all bad. Look, Seth Rollins being involved in Money in the Bank is great, but I've set my stall out, as I do every year. Make Sami Zayn Mr. Money in the Bank. It's so good. It's so obvious. It's right there.
Right there.
Doesn't need to be almost. Even though, they were like,
you wouldn't need a ladder, though.
That's what they said. They were like, I could reach it with 2 steps. No. How about no? But yes, we'll keep you posted on any developments. With that, very excited about Money in the Bank going down in, under 3 weeks now?
Yeah, something like
Forbidden
that.
Door, then Money in the Bank. Clear your diaries, everybody. Right, let's talk a little bit about this Friday night SmackDown coming up with the world title match. I can't wait for this, I've got to say. Roman Reigns, we the ones. Roman Reigns is going to be defending his all of the title, what's it called? Undisputed WWE Universal World Championship.
Yep.
It's got all the belts, basically. He's going to be defending that for the first time since WrestleMania, of course, against Riddle
champion.
On Friday. Yeah, he's missing Money in the Bank as well, presumably, because can't be arsed.
Yeah.
But he's going to be facing Riddle on Friday after Riddle beat Sami Zayn on SmackDown. But also, it was announced on Raw last night by Paul Heyman that if Riddle loses, he can never challenge for the title again whilst Reigns is still champion. It's win or go home, basically. I sense he's probably going to go home.
I also sense he's probably going to go home, unfortunately.
But this should do a huge number for them on Friday night, quite rightly. And I really like this build and him defending his buddy Randy's honour.
Yeah, it's good. It's amazing how they've managed to build a world title match without the world champion. They've just done it with the Usos and Riddle instead. And without Randy Orton, like in his tag partner. They just shoved Shinsuke in, and it still worked somehow. Goes to show how good all these people are. But yeah, really looking forward to this. First time we've seen Roman on TV in a while. First match, like singles match since Mania as well, not only thing because he had the multi-man thing at WrestleMania Backlash, didn't he? So that'll be good. And yeah, it's just going to be a really fun match. There's going to be some shenanigans probably, isn't there? Like, let's face it. And it'll eventually set up the Randy Orton versus Roman match that we assume is always on the
SummerSlam
coming down at some point. So I like all this. It's just a good story. It just works.
And who knows?
Episodic television.
Maybe, I think what they've done to elevate Riddle can only be applauded because he sort of came in and we were like, right, okay, you literally cannot mess this guy up. And then they just made him talk about bro nuts and stuff like that.
Birds come out of his feet.
And you were like, what are you doing? What's happening here? And then, this association with Orton, we were like, okay, I'm going to do this for a couple of months and then they'll turn on each other.
Yeah.
It's been grown into this wonderful thing. And like you say, no one sat there going, well, I don't. Like, there will come a point on Friday where Riddle hits something like a super RKO, and I'll go, I guess they're taking all the titles off Roman for the 2.5 seconds it takes the referee to count that pin.
I will bite.
Yeah. Lovely stuff, this. Can't wait for it. Really excited for Friday. We'll be talking more about it on our SmackDown Preview podcast, of course, wherever you get your podcasts from.
Indeed. But also returning next week. Yes! This is exciting. It got announced last night on Raw. Huge WWE Superstar return on Raw next week. Elias is coming back to Monday Night Raw, and he's going to be putting on an Elias concert. So this is very exciting. I can't wait to figure out how they're going to do this. But his brother Ezekiel obviously announced it last night on Raw because Ezekiel beat Owens via count-out.
But, do you know what?
This one works.
This is a good count-out.
So they're 1-1 now in singles competition.
Yeah, they were brawling.
Owens was outside.
Yeah.
And the announcers were calling him Ezekiel instead of calling him Elias, and that wound up Kevin Owens, obviously. So he got a bit distracted by that, shouting at the announcers for calling him Ezekiel and not Elias.
Yeah.
I really love all this. It's
out
of
all the countouts that they do, I was like, I'll allow that.
So Elias was last on TV back in July 2021 in a when he lost a Symphony of Destruction match against Jackson Ryker. And then he obviously went away for a while, and then there was the weird promo packages.
Buried his hat or something.
Buried his hat. He set fire to his guitar, so I don't know how he's going to play this concert.
Oof.
I assume he's bought a new one.
Maybe Ezekiel buy his brother a new one.
Maybe, that would be nice. He's got the fat
It's probably been a birthday
now.
since then, hasn't there?
Yeah, probably. So it is, Elias is going to be on Raw next week, and I'm really looking forward to this.
I can't wait, and I'm not going to say any more speculation about this because we have a brilliant Twitter question that I'm going to say seamlessly into right now. Let's move on to your Twitter questions. At WhatCulture WWE, of course, you want to get in touch with us. First question today comes from Mark Brightman, who says, "Good morning, gentlemen, and King of the Mic."
Oh God.
Any excuse? Thanks, Mark. With Aaron Stevens retiring over the weekend and Ezekiel announcing his brother's return to Raw next Monday, do you think we get Damien Sandow as Elias?
That would be amazing.
Yes.
At some point, they should do that just for the one-off, just for a pop. You remember when, Edge and Christian were being the Last Conquistadors?
Yeah.
They dressed up as a gold thing, and then one day they'd just both appear in the same place. Like, if you did that, that would be so good, and it was just Damien Sandow as Elias.
Just him being like, that's not Elias. Because, like, his whole thing has been, that is Elias.
Yeah.
So if you have someone else who we all kind of know and recognise, who looks a bit, like he's got long hair.
Yeah.
And he can probably... Aaron Stevens is very talented. He can probably play the guitar reasonably to a reasonable standard. He's got a week, hasn't he?
He can fake it, it'll be fine.
Owen's been like, that's Elias. And everyone's like, yeah. And then he's like, no. That's Elias. That's not Elias.
That'd be great. That would be all for that.
Fantastic
Great idea.
I will pass that on. I'll pass that through my channels.
Yeah.
I went for a
Get
cup
it on
of tea.
Vince's desk.
Well, Wade Barrett's back in the UK. I went for a cup of tea with him yesterday. I'll just pass it to him and through Vic Joseph or someone. It'll get all the way up to Vince, no doubt. Second question today comes from...
the British chain of command within WWE.
Comes from Mimi Burris, who I believe got married over the weekend. Congratulations to her and her partner. Mimi writes, hello to Adam Wilborn and whoever is co-hosting this morning. It's the lovely Phil Chambers. Good morning to you guys. Who is your favourite luchador of all time? Rey Fenix takes the cake for me. Have a wonderful Tuesday. You too, Mimi.
Mine is El Hijo del Dos Caras. No, it's not. That guy destroyed all our equipment in bloody WCPW. He's my least favourite luchador of all time. Screw that guy. Mine is also Rey Fenix. I'm sorry. It's just, he's absolutely incredible. Every single match he's in, he does stuff where I can't even imagine how a human being can possibly do that so smoothly and pull it off so quickly and effortlessly. He's incredible.
He's ridiculous, isn't he? He does stuff every time where I'm like, oh, okay. Guess gravity doesn't apply to this situation.
Yeah. Either that or Los Santos just for the crazy movies.
Yes. I'm going to go with someone I haven't seen in a long, long time, actually, but I love watching his matches and I miss him and I really wish that some company would pick him up, considering, you know, the amount of people that like AEW are grabbing and WWE. El Generico, man. What's going on with him?
What is going on with him?
I've got this weird affinity with him.
Up by now, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Let us know your favourite luchador in the comment section.
You also can't go on with just Rey Mysterio. Watching all the like retro ups and downs and stuff going back through the years, that man has been amazing for so long. It's ridiculous how he's still going.
It is amazing. All I think of when I want to talk to, want to talk about him is like, just say to Ray, like, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rey Mysterio. Mysterio Jr. gives us our final question of the day. How appropriate.
Hey.
I already love William Regal's new podcast, Gentleman Villain. They write, I could listen to him or Jim Cornette talk wrestling all day long. Who could you listen to talk wrestling all day long?
Whew, I have not actually checked out the Regal podcast yet.
No, me neither.
I mean, I've heard it's quite good. Probably not as good as
I thought this was a weird question, I'm going to be honest. Who could you listen to talk wrestling all day long?
The Dudleys.
To the man who hosts the What Culture Wrestling podcast. That's my day after I do the news, and then I go into a room with the Dudleys and we talk wrestling all day.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's the best job ever. It's so good. So I'm going to say, biased, What Culture Wrestling.
The Dudley Boys.
The Dudley Boys and Phil and Cleary and Murray and Nicholas and all the guys. Miller, obviously, although we don't have him on the pod. We should get Miller on the pod more. But, yeah, the What Culture Wrestling podcast, wherever you get your podcasts from. We review Raw, we review NXT, we do a bloody good quiz, I do a song on a Friday. What was it this week?
Oh, God.
Oh, it was Johnny Cash, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Terrible Johnny Cash impressions.
Excellent. I hurt my pec.
No, you can't do it.
Today.
You gotta go deeper.
Okay. I hurt my pec today. But all seriousness, though, yeah, all good stuff that I love listening to William Regal talk whenever he speaks. So do go check out his podcast. And there's quite a good one from Phil Chambers' favourite wrestler.
I was just going to say, the other person that I could legitimately listen to talk about wrestling all day, Foley. Foley is pod now coming
2
out.
episodes now.
Yeah.
It done No Way Out 2000 was the first one.
He's good. He's a good storyteller.
Yeah.
That's his key thing.
He's got quite a lot of stories to tell as well.
He does have a lot of stories.
So yeah, probably worth checking them out.
Yeah.
Maybe we should give him a hand on the podcast, Joss.
Maybe.
Mick.
Give him a little boost.
Or William, if you want to come on to one of the most successful UK wrestling podcasts there is. I mean, they might be slightly higher than us in the charts right now, but, when that initial bump, fades...
They'll fade, just like the rest of them.
Well, then we'll give him a little leg up. Come on, guys, up you go. What Culture Wrestling Podcast, wherever you get your podcast from. Let's move on to today's and finally, and Phil Chambers.
Yeah.
Did you see what Big E put on his story this week?
I don't think I did.
Amazing, fantastic news. I'm just going to play it you here. It starts off weird, right? It's just a shot of a trash can, okay? But I'm just going to get your reaction to this right now. The neck brace is in the bin, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
This, I don't know exactly what this means. I'm not sure if he's clarified as to what this exactly means, but... my heart
He's on his way.
3 sizes.
He's on his way.
He's coming back. I'm so happy for him.
Might still be a way off yet. It's only just the neck brace.
He just doesn't need it because his neck's just hanging together by bits of string and stuff.
He's got enough muscle to hold his head up.
I'm so happy.
Yeah,
just this glimmer. We're so happy. We're obviously huge fans and friends of Big E here at WhatCulture.
Yeah. And it was a bit touch and go at the beginning. We didn't quite know what the prognosis was.
And there's like all these, I don't understand what like C and B vertebrae, and people going, some people never recover from this. And I'm like, don't tell me that information.
But that's progress.
And that's a very, very good sign. So congratulations to Big E. Brilliant news that.
Get well soon, Big E.
Hey,
lots of love from WhatCulture.
If you ever want to come on and talk about neck stuff or wrestling stuff, the invite is always open, day or night, anytime. You give me a call, E, and I will... God damn it, I will speak to you for as long as I possibly can, because I love that man. He's
a beautiful
human.
He's
the nicest man in wrestling, without question. So, yes, good luck to him in his recovery. Fantastic news, this. Let us know your thoughts, though, on that and all of today's news stories in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Subscribe to What Culture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. Plus, you can let us know your thoughts and Twitter questions on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. Watch there, follow both of us. Follow Phil Chambers at...
Fill My Chambers, and follow Adam at...
Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCultureWWE. But for now, my thanks to Phil Chambers. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.